Now, after we have installed OPL CPLEX Optimization Studio, we can go and open it. And this is the first window that we will see. It is the welcoming window. It has several features like overview, tutorials, samples, and what's new. Let's go, for example, to the samples. In the samples, we will find examples written in OPL language. The examples are many. Some of them are talking about blending, commodity flow problem, covering problem, and production problems, and many other problems. Let's go to blending problems and open them. As you can see, it will give you the problem description and how to code it using OPL language with all details. You always can come back to the examples and take insights from them. If I want to go back to the welcome screen, I press home, and if I want to close it, I can close it from here, and it will direct you to the workbench. The workbench have many windows, as you can see from here, but before we go through them, let me tell you how you can get the welcome screen back. From help, welcome, in case you want to get back the samples and examples. Okay, to close it, you can close it from here, or you can press workbench. So I clicked on workbench. Let us start navigating through these windows. The first window is for OPL projects that you wrote or created before. I have here 4 OPL projects. Each project have its own files. Usually OPL projects have the model file .mod, the data file .data, and the most important, which is run configuration. I have here one run configuration. But the question, why I do have 2 models? Because you can write different models and use the same data for them. But in the run configuration, you will specify which model will take data from which data file under which options. We will go through all of this in detail later on. Let me open this optimization project. In this optimization project, for example, I have 3 model files. They are different. I wrote them in a different ways. I enhanced the optimization project 2 model and I made a third version. Okay, and also I have 3 different data files. I only enhanced the way I listed my data in these 3. Also, I have run configuration, 3 run configurations. I am using now the third one because it is the last version. In this last version, I have the model last version, the model file last version, the data file last version, and the options file last version. Also, I connected the data file to Excel sheets. I have different Excel sheets, but in this data file, I am using this Excel sheet, as you will see later on. Let's open first the model. I can right click and open. This is my model. I always recommend that you divide your model file to 4 parts. The first part for parameters and notations, the second part for decision variables, the third part for objective function, the fourth part for constraint, and the last part for results display. So these are my parameters, these are my decision variables, and this is my objective function, and these are my constraints in this model. And this is how I want to display the results. If you notice here, I have some vectors, for example, vector v, but I don't have any data in front of it. I have only 3 points. This is because I stored the data in the data file. So let us open the data file. If you can see here in the data file, I stored all the information. For the v-vector, I am taking the data from Excel sheet. We will discuss how we can do this later on. But now we're only demonstrating an example. And this Excel sheet is called uValue2, which is here. Now, if I want to run my model, which will read data from the data file and give me the solution, I will go to run configuration, but which one? The one that include my files, my last version, optimization project 3, and same for the data file. To run it, I will right click and run this. I clicked run this. Now it is generating the solution. This is the time taken by the software to get the solution. Here I have in the problem browser all the calculations that have been done and all the values. In the second window, which includes several tabs, I have problems. Here they will show for me any coding problems. I have zero coding problem. This is why my model ran successfully. Here is my solution displayed by the software style, and here is my solution but displayed by my style, which I wrote here in results display. It is a simple JavaScript to summarize the results. So here I have patient number 1 is scheduled to start his treatment in the day 10. Patient number 2 is starting his treatment in day 7, etc. So you can always present your results in a simple and direct way later on. Conflicts, no conflicts, no relaxation I used. The engine log can give me some important information. Statistics, how many variables I have in my problem, how many of them are binary, how many are integer variables, the value of the objective function. So now you have an overview about the function of different windows in CPLEX workbench.